Okay, so, freeze. We are back with more soap. This is going to be season 1, episode 7. I've got my friend, I've got my caffeinated beverage. I am ready to see what shenanigans these rich people are going to get into. So, in the last episode, we found out that we're going to get a new character, which I am excited about because I'm kind of tired of most of the characters we have. I don't like them. I want most of the men to die and for the women to get new men. Except for Pastor Tim. He's cool. I don't want him to die. I want Corinne to leave him the fuck alone because he's not doing anything wrong. He's trying to work on his relationship with God. And Corinne has been with like every dude that she has spoken to. So why the fuck does she... For her, it feels like it's control. It feels like it's complete ego and narcissism. She has to be with the one man who doesn't fucking want her. And fuck that. So, hopefully, our new character, who I don't remember his name, I remember only that he has a puppet named Bob. Is that what they're called? Puppets? When you do ventriloquy? The ventriloquy puppet? So, hopefully, we will like our new characters.
This is the story of two sisters, Jessica Tate and Mary Campbell. Jessica lives in a neighborhood known as Rich. Jessica likes life. The only thing about life she would change, if she could, is that she would set it all to music. The Tates have more secrets than they do money.
Oops. Speaking about
We're
secrets.
approaching Mary Campbell's house.
Y'all are seeing how I filmed this.
Mary, too, likes life. Unfortunately, life doesn't seem to be too crazy about her. As you can see, the Campbells don't have nearly as much money as the Tates. They do, however, have as many secrets. In last week's episode of Soap, Jessica apologized to Corinne for having an affair with Peter, but Corinne refused to forgive her mother and moved out of the house and in with Peter, leaving Jessica sad and Chester mad. Bert received a telegram announcing the arrival of his other son, Chuck, and Chuck's little wooden doll, Bob, who Chuck believes is real. The Godfather gave Danny a key to a cabin in the woods where a gun is hidden in the fireplace and told him he must take Bert there within 2 days.
Okay, they're adding information because I don't remember them saying in the last episode that Chuck thought Bob was real. He just said that he had had Bob his whole life. I don't remember it being discussed that Bob was actually like an alternate personality that is an extension of Chuck, which is what they're now saying. So
And kill him.
it's a new aspect.
Bob will kill Danny. Confused? You won't be after this week's episode of Soap.
Well, he's your father, Jessica. Where is he?
Well, Chester, I don't...
Benson!
That is not a good
Benson?
question for a man with dementia.
Benson, where is he?
Wonderful. Just wonderful. I kill myself in the kitchen all day and then nobody eats.
Benson?
Look at this. Not one plate touched. Well, let's not waste all this good food. Let's invite the Campbells over. They can throw it around.
Benson, one of the reasons we're not eating is because we are all worried and upset about the Major's disappearance. And the Major would not have disappeared if you had been watching him.
It ain't my job to watch him. The less I see of him, the better.
Benson, when was the last time you saw him?
I saw him this morning. He was running around in that camouflage outfit of his terrorizing the gardener. Then he left.
Did he say where he was going, Benson?
On patrol.
Patrol.
Well, what does that mean? It means Grandpa's bonkers.
It means, Jessica, that he's gotten himself into one hell of a fix again. That's what it means. It means, Jessica, that in the course of 24 hours, your daughter has left home and your father has disappeared. It means, Jessica, that perhaps you are letting this household get the better of you.
Oh, it's
Excuse me, sir. Are you the man of this house or not? Why the fuck is he putting everything on Jessica? You're having too much trouble diddling the secretary to deal with your home? Fuck you. Again, both of these men need to die.
not her fault. She's not responsible for these.
Fuck yeah, Benson.
You are sitting at the table. Good, Mr. Tate.
Very good.
And this is standing, and this is leaving. Jessica, do you remember the last time your father disappeared? Do you remember how he took the 812 commuter train into Manhattan and attacked the German consulate? It caused an international incident, Jessica. I had to apologize to 2 governments.
And remember on December 7th when he captured the entire staff of Benihana's of Tokyo?
It cost me a fortune to keep him out of the banana hats that time, Jessica.
At ease, man.
Daddy, there he is, just...
Where the devil have you been?
Easy, Colonel. I think your anger will be assuaged when you see what I have brought you. There he is, one of the Nazis' top spies.
It's Mr. Kirby.
Oh, dear.
Are you crazy? This is Mr. Kirby, our neighbor.
Don't let him fool you. He's a master of disguise.
Kirby, I'm so sorry. Tate,
How about a nice glass of iced tea, Mr. Kirby?
I have had it, Tate. No, not a word. Don't say a word. There is nothing you can say to me, Tate. There is nothing you can say to a man who has spent an entire afternoon locked in the trunk of his car.
Oh, what man was locked in the trunk of his car?
It isn't enough that I occasionally get shot at. No, today I get into my car and halfway down the street a gun was placed at the back of my head.
I hid in the back seat.
Some cold lemonade.
I was then ordered to drive out to the city dump where he proceeded to grill me for hours about troop movements on the Heifetz River.
Yes.
I showed him my license, my credit cards even, to prove I was an American. I kept yelling out of the trunk of the car, cornflakes, McDonald's, Reggie Jackson, toilet paper. I even sang the Star Spangled Banner, but he wouldn't believe me.
Of course I didn't believe you. He couldn't tell me who played third base for the Yankees in 1931. Tell him, Colonel.
He doesn't know, you idiot. So that's it, Tate. I'm going on record right now. I swear if I ever catch that lunatic near me again, I'll have him put away.
A diet soda.
Will you try and understand? One more incident, and they are going to lock you up and put you away.
Yes, Colonel. But once I'm on the inside, I'll find out all their secrets, tunnel out and lead our boys to safety. Good thinking, Colonel. It's thinking like that that's going to make you a general before this war is over.
So, I'm aware that it would be difficult to care for a man like that. But I'm also aware that nursing homes are garbage and one of them killed my great-grandmother. So, I have very mixed feelings on the idea of the colonel being put away. Because this was the 70s. And in the 90s, when my grandmother was murdered by one, they were still shit. And I don't think they've gotten better now. They don't actually have the people necessary to care for these kind of people. They just kind of put you in a room and tell you to stay there, and they don't want to stay in the room, and they don't want to take medications, and they don't. Every time we went to see my grandmother in the nursing home, she would always just ask over and over again to go home. All she ever wanted was to go home. And when she died, she was trying to go home. The staff had turned the alarms off on the door because they were tired of looking to see who was alarming to come in or go out. So they just turned him off, and my great-grandmother walked out, and they found her 2 days later frozen to death in a retention pond there on the property, with all of her jewelry magically disappeared. So, the idea of them putting the colonel away, it's a death sentence for a lot of people. It's hard to deal with them when their mind is gone at home, but to put them in a nursing home, it can be cruel. It can be dangerous, and it could cost them their life. It could cost them the happy years that they have left, being screamed at by an angry nurse or other patients who have wandered into their room. I might be biased because of my history with them, but I would prefer if the major or the colonel or whatever he wants to be called, I would prefer if he stayed there at the house and they just hired somebody to stay with him more, since it's not Benson's job.
You. What is this, some national holiday I didn't hear about? I ought to start paying you guys by the piece.
Also, he's one of the few men in this series that I don't want to see die, so please don't do anything mean to that old man.
Maybe I get a little action around here. Terrific. I asked the union for some high steel workers. They said these steel workers were high. For you hippies. Danny, what a surprise. Hey, good to see you, fella. Yeah, I know. Hard to find words, isn't it, huh? Does that sound to you, huh? Look over there. Central Park. Over there, the World Trade Center. Down there, Fifth Avenue from 42 stories up. Huh? See those little ants down there? Those are buses.
Bert, listen. This friend of mine has a cabin up in the Poconos.
Hey, don't leave that riveting gun there, you jerk. What are you trying to do? Kill somebody? The last time somebody left something like that lay around, it fell. Knocked a hole in the guy's head the size of the Grand Canyon. Of course, the size of the hole in his head was relatively unimportant since he went crashing down 700 feet anyway. You should have seen it, Danny. What a mess. I mean, picture a watermelon.
Oh, Bert.
Sorry,
Bert, look. This friend of mine has a cabin up in the Poconos, and I was wondering, maybe you'd like to go up there fishing with me tomorrow, huh?
Danny.
Why has he chosen here to invite him?
Fishing with you? Oh, Danny, make me so happy. Am I happy?
Great.
But I can't go.
What?
Hey, you with the ponytail, why don't you done an hour and a half, you creep? I mean, Chuck's coming tonight from Hawaii. I mean, can't we make it Saturday?
No. It's got to be tomorrow.
Well, Danny, I'm sorry, man. I don't know how we
Look,
can...
Bert, tomorrow's the only day that my friend will be away.
Danny, I don't understand. Hey, you Pocahontas over here. Look at the binoculars. This is for welding here, not peeping.
Bert, listen. You and me are going fishing tomorrow together, huh? In the Poconos. You and me fishing together tomorrow. Got it?
Oh, God, I'm being such an idiot. For the first time, my stepson asks me to do something with him, and here am I trying to find reasons why I can't. Hey, Danny, well, we're going fishing, and we're going tomorrow, huh?
I wouldn't ask at this
After
point. It's
all, I
a
haven't
weird
seen Chuck in
demand.
15 years. If I don't see him for one day, it's not going to kill me, is it? Hey, are you crazy up here? Indie wrestling up here?
Well, where's Danny going? Again, why did he choose there to ask him? There were other places, like the breakfast table.
I cannot afford all this, Claire. You are spending a fortune.
Chester, you didn't answer my question. I asked you if you talked to Jessica.
Well, of course I talk to Jessica. Every night when I go home, I talk to Jessica. What's the matter with you, Claire? Do I talk to Jessica?
Did you tell Jessica that you're leaving her, Chester?
What is this? $2,000 for wallpaper for your apartment?
Yes, Chester.
What are you papering the walls in, Claire? Currency?
You know, Chester, there is a solution to all this. If you leave Jessica and move in with me, I'll be happier. And when I'm happier, I don't spend as much money.
I'm sorry, Claire. You'll just have to wait.
Wait.
That's right. Wait.
Remember 10 years ago, Chester? Remember when you said you couldn't leave because little Billy had a perception problem, and if you left then he might write backwards for the rest of his life? So I waited. And then that cleared up and Billy could read, but suddenly Eunice wouldn't get out of her bathrobe or leave her room, and you couldn't leave then. So I waited. And then, as soon as Eunice got dressed, Corinne stopped eating and had to be hospitalized, and you couldn't leave until she was keeping solids down. And so I waited. Well, now Billy reads, Eunice gets dressed, Corinne eats, and I'm still waiting. Well, that's it for waiting, Chester. You are going to leave Jessica now. You are going to go home and tell her that you're leaving, and if you don't, Chester, I will.
Fine, go.
I'll do it, Chester, I swear.
Fine.
Yeah, he already
I need
said she won't
directions to the
believe.
house.
This is a stupid threat because he already said Jessica either wouldn't believe or wouldn't care. He was more worried about her going to the government about his like tax evasion and fraud shit. So why is she threatening to go to his wife? Why is she not again threatening to go to the government? The threat that works on him.
I know where you live, Chester.
Good. Well,
Goodbye, Claire. Say hello to Jessica for me. Go to my house and tell Jessica. Never try to bluff a bluffer.
We went over that in episode 1. That's not a concern for him.
I'm so excited I can hardly contain myself. After 15 years, I'm going to be with my son. Another son. 2 sons in 2 weeks. That's a son a week.
He's down to only 1 shirt. He must be excited.
Oh, Mary, I'm so excited. I haven't taken a good breath all day. It's just excitement because my son is coming out of that or a heart attack. Yes. Oh, and you guys are going to love him.
I can't wait, Bert. I mean, I've always wanted to meet a Hawaiian ventriloquist.
Well, now you will. One of the best. He played all the big rooms on the island. That's it. Come on, up. He's here.
Hello. We're here to start the show. I'm Chuck. I'm Dog. Hello. Let's go. I'll sing and dance. He'll dance and sing. Wherever we go, whatever we do, we're gonna go through it together.
Like they've got matching outfits and everything.
Did you see it? Isn't he great? Chuck, I'd like to meet my wife, Mary, and her 2 boys. It's Danny and Jody.
Hi.
Okay, I don't need this. I'm Lisa.
He didn't see you.
I love that.
I didn't fly 6,000 miles to be stitched. I really don't need this accusations in the lower middle class.
Dad, could you say hi to him? I think his feelings are hurt.
Sure. Hey, Bob, nice to see you again. Did you ever say anything like that?
Apologize.
Apologize?
For ignoring him.
Hey, I'm sorry. Hey, Bob, come on, Bob. I'm sorry for ignoring you like that. It's just that I was so happy to see Chuck here, you know? Would you like a drink?
No, thanks.
Okay, then I'll have one.
Did anyone else notice I wasn't introduced to the rest of the family? What is it? My skin's different? I'm not good enough?
Of course you are.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, Bob. I'm Mary,
Hi, Mary.
and this is Danny.
Who are you?
Hi, Dan.
And that's Jody.
Hello, Jody.
Hi.
Mean.
You get uncomfortable around homosexuals, huh?
Have an hors d'oeuvre.
I don't eat meat. Yeah, I love it here.
You know, this is terrific. How do you make it?
Take it easy. Well, did he look under your clothes, huh? Did I look under her skirt?
Bob's a little upset. He hates to travel.
Trot did.
Got a little plane sick.
What did he do? Throw up sawdust?
Oh, fine. Now the sissy's starting in.
Hey, my brother is not a sissy. He's a... Bob, are you okay?
Danny hurt me.
What is it, Bob?
My head is stuck.
Yet he's tried for 3 days to kill his dad and he can't.
It's stuck.
I know that. Help me.
It's moving.
Not that way.
Hey, is he okay? He's fine.
Knock on wood.
Up your kazoo, butterfly.
Listen, would you like to freshen up a little bit before dinner?
Yeah, I'd like that.
Oh, well, good. You can just go right upstairs, and I'll bring up your stuff in a minute or so. You can take a shower.
All Bob needs is a little lemon pledge.
I love Anita Bryant. I love your family. Oh, this is great. You saw they're just laughs and sputters. The dame just sits. One guy's a fruit, the other guy's gonna like you slightly higher than kilt.
They had a long trip. I'm sure after they get washed up and rested, my Bob will be in a much better mood.
Okay, so he's got 2 sons. One is the puppet boy, and the other's a poonhound. Is that all his kids? Or are we going to find out that he's got more coming up?
Bert. He's a dummy.
That is a derogatory term.
Believe me, Mrs. Tate, I didn't want to be the one to have to tell you this, but Chester just hasn't given me any choice. I'm sorry.
Vincent, get a glass.
Well, look who's here. Glad to see you, Mr. Tate. Nice to have you home early. Let me take that from you.
All right, Benson, you're being too nice. What's going on?
It's a surprise. Let me fix you a drink.
Benson, how many times do I have to tell you I am on a diet? I don't want to drink.
You're going to want this.
I said no. Where is Mrs. Tate?
In the dining room. Why don't you hop in and say hello?
He knew she was going.
Just leaving. Well, nice seeing you, Mrs. Tate. I'm sorry I couldn't have been under more pleasant circumstances.
He's acting shocked about something she told him she was going to do.
Jessica?
Chester,
I know. Horrified.
Speechless. I'm speechless, Chester, and anguished.
I know. I'm anguished and speechless. I wish there were something I could say.
Well, there's nothing to say, Chester.
Oh, well, of course. Words can't express the sorrow.
The
Here
tragedy.
pop goes the weasel coming. I'm going to pause for just a quick
tragedy.
minute.
Yes, tragedy.
I'm going to pause and let the ice cream trucks go by. Okay, the ice cream truck's gone by. Playing a fucking Christmas medley in March. I don't need to be hearing jingle bells right now. It's almost worse than Pop Goes the Weasel.
And horror.
Oh, horror, yes. The horror took.
Vincent's so happy. Vincent is just loving this.
I'm sorry, Jess. From the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry you had to hear.
Please don't apologize, Chester.
Oh, well, I know it's just words.
You must promise me one thing, Chester.
I'll get rid of her, Jess.
You must promise me not to fire her.
Absolutely. What?
Well, Chester, I mean, that girl is sick. She is so far gone already that something like that might just push her right over the edge.
Doesn't believe it. He said she wouldn't believe it.
Yes, I see what you mean.
Jessica is good at keeping her head in the
Poor
sand.
sad girl. I mean, Chester, to be so much in love with you that she's convinced herself that you feel the same way. And Chester, that's not all. I mean, to believe, and believe me, Chester, I mean, she really does believe it, that you're actually having an affair with her.
The mind, Jess. The tricks the mind plays.
Poor thing.
Yes.
Same, Benson.
Well, Chester, you know, under the circumstances, anyway, it's not really her fault. I mean, what woman in the world wouldn't fall in love with you, Chester?
Oh, I don't know.
Benson is all of us.
I'm going to go upstairs and draw a nice hot bath, so you can have a good, long, relaxing soak before dinner. Okay?
Okay, so she either doesn't believe him or she doesn't care because she knows that she's cheating on him and she now feels better because it makes her aware that she's not the only one fucking around. But if she pretends that she doesn't know, that she doesn't believe, then he won't suspect that she's cheating on him. Because otherwise, Jessica is really fucking stupid.
Why are you standing there with that martini? I told you I was on a diet.
Mr. Tate, I have seen dumb luck in my time. I have seen a guy fill an inside straight flush to beat 4 races. I have seen a guy hit the daily double for 2 solid weeks straight. But I have never, at no time, seen nothing like this.
Well, it's Benson's martini. Oh, Lord.
The look on your face. Well, I thought it was a snake. A snake with leaves? Hey, Danny, I'm so happy. Yeah, me too. I mean, to have a real buddy. I mean, you know, I've always been kind of alone.
Finally getting rid of this motherfucker?
Buddy lives in the same house. And now Peter's here, and Chuck and Bob are here. Well, I guess it's not fair to count Bob. You know, he's one of those. Danny, what are you doing? Don't clean. I got to. This place is a mess. Leave it. Your mother's not here. We can feel free to be slobs. Oh, your mother. Oh, she. Did you see her face when we left this morning? She was there with those great, big, glistening eyes and that little smile of hers. Oh, the one when she doesn't open her lips. That's her most very, very, very pleased smile. The big smile is her moderately pleased smile. The little smile when she doesn't smile at all, that is oddly enough her most happy smile. And that was a smile she will smile in the morning. Danny, what are you doing? Let's get out of the lake. I gotta get this stuff out of the way. Why? Well,
Is he gonna burn?
how are we gonna cook fish if we can't get to the fireplace? On the stove. Bert, fish you buy in the store, you cook on the stove. Fish you catch, cook in the fireplace. There's nothing here. Yeah, well, I mean ashes, but Danny, that's normal for a fireplace. Funny guy. Funny guy.
Oh, there's supposed to be a gun for him.
Fish fried.
Oh, did he say it would be in the fireplace?
Danny? Danny, where are you, Danny? I'm up here. Danny, what are you doing up the chimney? Cleaning out the flue.
Playing Santa Claus.
Cleaning out the flue. Funny
Looking for
guy.
a gift.
Walks into a cabin, goes right up the chimney, cleans out a flue. That could be a safety precaution. I don't know. Hey, don't touch that. What is it? Nothing. Oh. Leave it alone. Oh, it just fell down the chimney. I know it fell. Yeah, what's in it? Nothing. I need it. Give it to me, Bert. I found it. All right. Looks at this place, it's probably garbage. It's funny, you think you know somebody. At home, your room's a mess. You throw food all over the kitchen. We go away for a weekend. You turn out to be Louis Pasteur. Hey, Danny, you're full of surprises. Danny, that's a gun. Put it down. It's dangerous. Danny, what are you doing? You're pointing a gun at me.
Yeah, what are you doing? Pull the trigger if you're gonna pull the trigger.
a new plan to force Chester into leaving Jessica? Will Chester leave Jessica? If he does, will Jessica know it? Will the Major continue fighting World War II single-handedly? Will Bob, the wooden doll, relax and enjoy his stay with the Campbells, or will he continue to act warped? Now that Danny has the gun in his hand, will he pull the trigger and kill Bert? And if he does, will Bert finally stop laughing and take him seriously? These questions and many others will be answered on next week's episode of Soap.
Okay. So that was episode 7, season 1 of Soap. It feels like we're getting closer to the conclusion with this of whether or not Danny's actually going to kill Bert, or if he's going to pass through and continue annoying us for the rest of the season. I like, what was the new guy's name? Was it Mitch? No. Chuck. I'm alright with Chuck. He's okay. He's a little weird, but he's okay. And so is Bob. I don't think Jessica is actually this naive. I think that Jessica is just kind of playing her hand right now, because she knows that she's been cheating, and now that she knows that her husband's been cheating, she has some leverage. But she doesn't want to let on that they're both doing the same thing. So she's either acting very smartly right now, or she's acting very stupidly. And I'm really not wanting to side on the side of stupid, because I don't want to see her that way. But obviously, that was episode 7. In the next video, we will get into episodes 8. I'm gonna try to do them. I'm gonna try to do doubles tonight. We're gonna try to do 8 and 9 tonight, and I'm hoping that I'll have my Wi-Fi box tomorrow. I've hit my number on the list. We've gone from number like 900 something to number 1. It's now in transit to the library where I'm going to pick it up. So I just have to wait until it gets to that library, and then I can pick it up. And that's only because the central library where I've been going and I do most of my stuff, they don't actually carry the boxes. You have to go to one of these smaller libraries, which there's one right down the road from me, and that's the one that is being sent to. But it could take a couple of days for them to transfer from one to the other and get it into the system and hand it to me. But hopefully, since it's in the system, since as of this morning it was in the system as in transit, so I might be able to pick it up as soon as tomorrow. And then I'll be able to get these videos up much, much faster. Because right now, after I film it, I have to edit it down to get those black bars smaller. Because, well, you're not going to be able to see it. I'm going to edit this out. Because I'm only actually using about half of my screen. The video I'm watching is very small, and I'm enlarging it for you guys when I edit it. So I have to do that and then go down to the library to upload it. But once I have Wi-Fi here, I can upload it from here, and it won't take nearly as long. And once I get that, I'm going to start really binging these to get through season 1. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to be watching through season 2 the way that I'm watching through season 1, because I'm only slightly enjoying the show. I do like it, but some of these characters and some of these stories are really getting on my nerves, and it might get better once those stories are wrapped up and some new ones start, but they're really bugging me. But that's it for this video.